about attacking husband families or saying that behaves badly or saying that this and this happened after the death of a husband. Rather, it is about helping women and families understand what the law says and the law, what they can lawfully do when disputes arise in times like this. All right, Counsel, you're welcome once again, ma.
Thank you, ma.
When a woman loses her husband, especially within the first few days of his death, what does the law actually say about her right and the right of her children? Does the husband family have any immediate legal authority over the widow or the deceased property?
The immediate family doesn't have any legal rights over the property once the deceased leaves a wife and issue. So the absolute right goes to the wife. She's the only one. If he died intestate, that is not leaving a will, not writing a will, she has the absolute right over the property. She's the person entitled to seek for the letters of administration. And in the letters of administration, portion will be given. The law is already settled. The laws of Oyo State, if it's Oyo State, is already settled. Portion will be given if he leaves a parent or brothers and sisters, but they don't have absolute rights over the property. There will be a form they will fill. She is the wife, the wife of the deceased, or the husband, if it is a wife or a husband, that has the absolute right to the letters of administration. In the letters of administration, she will state whether the deceased left family.
And please, ma, can you please explain for the benefit of people that are listening to us outside, what is the meaning of letter of administration?
Letters of administration is the process, legal process of administering the deceased estate. And that one you have to apply to the courts, to the High Court, depending on the residue left, the property left, the amount. If it's some amount in the bank that is not so much, you can apply to the magistrate courts through a motion to collect the money left in the bank. But if the amount is above millions, up to 10 million or thereafter, then you go to the High Court to apply for the letters of administration. So letters of administration is the process of administering the estates of the deceased, which can only be given at the High Court.
To the wife?
If the deceased left a wife, it's the wife that has the right to apply.
Okay. Okay. What if the house was registered solely in the deceased husband's name? Does that automatically give his family the right to take possession of the house?
Like I said earlier on, it doesn't matter if the wife is legally married to the deceased. She has the absolute right to the letters of administration. But assuming she is not legally married, the children has the legal right. She can stand as their guarantor or surety.
The wife?
Yeah, because she is not legally married to him. That is Marriage Act.
Okay, and in where family members use threat, intimidation, or harassment to force against a widow, what offense or legal remedies might arise?
Or she can take them to court because they have infringed into her freedom. So she can exit them because they are tenants at will. They are not, they don't have any right to, they are not living there, nobody invited them. So she has the right either to eject them through the law courts. They are tenants at will. So she can go to court and eject them. So they don't have any rights. They are unwanted visitor.
They are unwanted visitors.
Exactly.
I hope people are listening at home, and I hope you're getting one lesson or the other today. And in case you have questions, I will still open the studio line for you to call in and ask questions this afternoon. Peradventure, you have a widow beside you, and you see them going through all this problem of families coming to take over the deceased husband, to take over the husband property, and things like this. As we know, this has been happening in our society. So if you have one or two questions, you can call in to the studio line. All right, before then, counsel, you talk about probate the other time. What exactly happens to, what is probate? Let's start that way.
Probate is the legal process of handling an estate.
Handling.
Yes, it's the process of handling an estate through the courts, through the legal means.
So who is handling over to who?
The legal process of handling an estate, like I said earlier on, when the deceased dies, the wife or whoever is the next of kin applies for the letters of administration. So probate is the process, the legal process of handling the estate. It's the legal process of handling the estate of a deceased.
Okay, then what is the difference between probate and letter of administration, and when each is required?
Probate is the court, the legal process.
Okay.
Letters of administration is given to whoever is entitled, the beneficiaries of the deceased.
Okay. What happens if he died without a will?
That's what I'm saying. If he dies without a will, that's when they will apply for the letters of administration.
Okay.
If he died leaving a will, they can apply for the letters of administration with or without a will. But if he has a will, he does not need to apply for letters of administration. The will be read out, and his wish, the wish of the testator.
Okay. If a widow is being threatened or intimidated by her in-laws, where should she report first? The police, Ministry of Justice, or a domestic violence agency, or the court?
If she's been threatened, that's a criminal offense. So each has jurisdiction. It depends on the threat. She may be threatened maybe for her life.
To leave, you know, the way they used to come when the husband dies, you see them coming to the house, leave our house, you kill our son, you do this, you do that. You must, and in the situation, I've even seen some videos, it happens in film, and I know this happened in reality too, where they will ask the woman to shave her hair, to drink the water that they used to bathe the husband, to drink it. In this type of situation, where is this right according to the law? And if this should happen, where should the woman go to first?
This is a abnormal situation. It's repugnant to natural justice. That such acts is repugnant to natural justice and custom.
So that means it is wrong.
It is wrong. So they are infringing on her right. She has the right to reject or to, like I said earlier on, it depends on the act. They cannot force her to shave her hair. That's her personal liberty. So they have no right to do such a thing. She can, if it's threat to her life, she can report in the criminal something, in the police station.
There are even some cases where they will have the woman to sleep with the corpse.
No, they have no right to do that. It's repugnant. It's repugnant. Such custom has been abolished. So they have no right to do that.
So where can she report to?
Like
in
I said,
cases like this?
It depends. If it's threat to her life, that's a criminal offense. That's a criminal offense. If it's a civil, if it doesn't involve criminal acts, she can take action in the civil courts. For example, if they seize the property, the title document, or whatever, she can report at the High Court to seek for redress.
To seek for redress.
So,
Okay. Uh, in some cases, we have where the wife does not have, maybe should I say, every right to say anything. And you see them, panicking because of fear of maybe it's only the husband that is taking care of the family before the husband dies. What does the law say about this?
like I said, the legal person that is entitled to apply, if the husband dies without a will, the proper person to apply, if she's legally married, the legal person that is recognized by law is the wife or the husband, as the case may be. If he has issue and she's legally married, if she's not legally married, the children, if they are of age, they have the rights to apply.
If they are of age.
If they are of age, 18 years and above, they have the right.
What if in a situation where they are not of age?
If they are minors, the wife will apply as their guarantor.
Okay. You have been listening to Women Affairs on JDN Radio 101.5 FM, and we have been talking about after the death of a husband, who protect the right of the wife, who sees to the right of the woman. Are there some rights that have been infringed upon by the husband family? And we have a barrister in our midst today, Barrister Modupe Olajonse, who has been, giving us information, giving us, according to the law, what the law says concerning this situation. And if you are just listening, if you are just tuning in, like I said, we have been talking about after the death of a husband, who protect the rights of the widow. If you have any question to ask, you can call into the studio line 07048 001015 or 080 221 That's the number for you to call. Parvesh, I have not mentioned any of the questions that that might be troubling your mind and you want to ask. You can call in to ask this afternoon. And you can join us live on Facebook at JDN Radio 101.5 FM. Counsel, what happens where we have the deceased as children from another woman or from a previous marriage, in that kind of situation?
In that kind of a situation, the children of the born outside the wedlock has equal rights to the estate.
They have equal rights.
They share equally. They have equal rights. The mother does not have any rights to the deceased estate, but the children have equal rights.
Even though the wife is not recognized?
Because she's not legally married. But if it is a customary marriage, she has legal rights.
She has legal rights. All right. Okay, can the deceased parent or siblings inherit from his estate while his wife and children are still alive?
Yes, they can inherit. I said earlier on.
The parent of the husband,
they have share. They have share, but the wife is the legal person that can apply for the letters of the administration. When the form is being filled, there are portions there. The questions will be asked. Does he have parents? Does he have sisters? Does he have so? So the probate registry is the process of sharing, legal process of sharing the deceased property. So equal share, some portion will be given if he has a parent or a sisters, brothers. So she will fill the form and these questions will be asked.
Is she the one that will still share it to them, or is
the court?
Is the court
that will share?
It's the court that will share. Okay, what happened to his bank account, his vehicles, the businesses, and the houses as well?
the legal wife will administer the property, but the court will give portion. They don't have any sole rights to it. They don't have any sole rights to his bank accounts or whatever. She applies for the letters of administration.
So
And
nobody,
it will be shared.
it will be sure nobody can just come in and say they want
No,
to take
no, they
anything.
don't have any rights to do that.
Hmm.